Yo, what's up everybody? Coach Eurico here. So, today I've got a cool ankle mobility or titanium ankles tutorial for you. These are some things that I like to do to keep my ankles nice and healthy so that pretty much no matter what position they're in, they're gonna feel stable. So, the first and foremost, most important thing is being able to squat all the way down. This is gonna engage your shin muscles, which is the fronts of your forearm, the fronts of your bottom of your leg, so your shins, and then also it's gonna stretch out your calves, which is the backs. And there's three muscles here. There's two gastrocnemius, and then your soleus, which connects to your Achilles tendon. And so your calf muscles are extremely important, and you wanna keep those in good shape because that soleus muscle, it will get tired a lot, especially walking and running as humans all the time. So this muscle will get really tight. But having a squat here will let that kind of relax. And it's gonna flex your shins. So if you have any stress knots in your shins, then those are gonna even out because you're gonna be using more of the whole muscle. So this squat here is really important. If you can't go all the way down, it still works great to be able to go here or freeze wherever you need to, wherever you feel the tension. What you're looking for in these workouts for mobility and even for regular just muscle strength is you wanna feel the burn. So you wanna find that burning sensation in your squat. Wherever you have to stop, build that burn until you can manage it, and then let it go. And come back to it like you're doing reps and sets for a standard fitness regimen. So besides our deep squat, there's also your Spider-Man squat. That's more up on your toes. So this one, just try it for a little bit. You can go here from a squat down as low as you can and push up to your hands. It's like a bear crawl actually. So here, back and forth. If you're up higher, same thing. Lean forward, come back up. Make sure your toes are bending. And so when your toes are bending, you're stretching out the sole of your foot, the bottom, the meat of the muscle underneath. And that's gonna help towards your ankle stability as well. Making sure that your soles, your shins, and your calves are nice and good as far as your musculature goes, which is gonna relieve a lot of tension from your ankles. So, the next thing besides just standing on your ankles is to move them around. So you're gonna wanna make some ankle circles, go one way and the other way, and play with intensity here. You don't always wanna go fast. If you go slow, you feel a lot more burn and you'll be able to feel where exactly your tendons, which is what's connecting your muscle to your bone, is not feeling good. So you wanna avoid any kind of sharp sensation where you're feeling like a poking, stabbing feeling. You want to avoid buzzing. You want to avoid numbness. You want to just feel burning, or even better than burning, I call it sizzling. So you want your muscles to sizzle so you can feel how they are being activated. Now, besides moving your ankles in circles, actually let's do the other side first. Make some ankle circles. Play with intensity. You go fast, you go slow. You want to feel the burning and sizzling sensation. If you feel any kind of light needles, like it's buzzing you or if it's stabbing you, you want to avoid both of those feelings, avoid numbness. So you got to keep your tendons very safe here. All right, besides ankle circles, what you're also gonna do is point, which is gonna straighten out your shin muscle and flex your calf. Point and flex, which does the opposite, flexes your shin and straightens out your calf. Point and flex. Point as hard as you can. Feel your calf muscle flexing if you can. If it doesn't, you'll feel the bottom of your shin stretching. That's also good. All right? Flex and gas pedal. So you're gonna point, but you're gonna pull your toes up. This is really good for kicks, especially if you wanna make them look sticky for martial arts. So boom, flex, gas pedal, point. Flex, gas pedal, point. All right, try that on the other side. You go from a flex, point, flex, point. Start over, flex, point, flex, point as hard as you can. If you're feeling the stretch up here in the shins or if you're feeling the flex in the calf. Both of those things are okay, as long as they're not sharp sensations. Flex, gas pedal, point. Flex, gas pedal, point. Flex, gas pedal, point. Good. So that's 2 different ways to move your ankles there, circles and then linearly. Now also we have the sideways ways or lateral ways of moving your ankle. So you have, for martial arts, blade, which is when you turn your palm of your foot or the sole of your foot inwards, and then you can extension and kind of try to open your toes up. It's kind of hard sometimes. So opening your toes is pushing your foot kind of in the other direction, but that's not martial arts. But here, blade, and then open those toes. Blade, open, and blade, open, blade, open. Now go blade, flex, point, blade, flex, point, blade, flex, point. Now you kind of get the range of motion you need for your ankles for tricking. Those 3 positions: flex, point, or gas pedal, and blade. Try the other side too. Flex, point, blade, flex, point, blade, flex, point, blade. As you're going through, feel where the sensation will burn a little bit more, or it might even have a little bit of a relief to it. Like the burning is mixed in with a bit of a stretching feeling, or I consider it like an icy feeling. Like it feels like there's, like, you can feel your blood, your veins, your blood vessels like opening and then like blood rushing through, kind of. It's the best way to describe it. It's very good sensation. But you want to aim for those burning or another kind of pleasurable sensation in your muscles, but not a sharp pain, right? So besides those ankle circles, you can also go back to your squat. See how everything's feeling now. Squat down and up. Try to go with your legs wider, your legs closer. See how it feels. You can also go here, boom, kneeling lunge. So this makes your toes flex on one and it locks in your ankle, and then this one stabilizes. Boom. Good. And then you can go up to your tippy toes, down, and now a stretch. This is to finish it off. Go here, reach for the ground. Doesn't matter where your hands are or how straight your legs are, just as long as your hands are on the floor. Push your heels to the ground and pedal them. If you want a deeper stretch, then just walk your hands further away. I guess I should be this way. Further away, and now the stretch is deeper. Both legs. Push up, down, and good. Now your ankles should be pretty flexible. All right, so check it out. This is the last part of your titanium ankles regimen. This is gonna be focusing on called myofascial release, or massage therapy, trigger point therapy. This one is crucial. So what you're doing is getting a ball. I usually use a baseball here. I also have this small salt ball. It's made of salt, kind of gets you some electrolytes like a salt bath. And so having these to massage your muscles, it pushes on them in a way that stretches out just a particular area. So I like to consider this like micro stretching. So this is great for getting out parts of a muscle that are having the most issues. Because sometimes a certain part of the muscle is fine, but there's a big stress knot. And that won't fix itself unless you stretch and push out the knot. So I like to think of it like a rubber band. If you have rubber band, you tie a knot in it and then you stretch it out, it's still gonna keep the knot unless you untangle the knot. So what using a baseball or a salt ball or any kind of myofascial release technique is gonna do is gonna untangle that knot so that you can stretch the rubber band of your muscles a lot more easily again. So what we're gonna target here is our shin muscle. This is important. Your peroneal, which is right here. This is in charge of pointing your toes. And then we also have our calf muscles. There's 3 muscles in there. So you have your gastrocnemius, other gastrocnemius, and then your soleus. The soleus is going to be the one that gets knotted up the fastest, but some of the other ones you might feel a good sensation there too. And that's the key thing here is a good sensation. So also we're going to target our feet. So the soles of your feet, I'm going to start with that. So I'm going to put my baseball on the ground. I'm going to roll my foot on it. Just practice rolling it. Feel the muscles that hurt or feel good. Side to side. Other one. Right now I've got a knot on my foot. So in a certain position, it kind of stings. So I want to work around that. You can also try a different size. It's kind of like if you're in Adobe Photoshop and you have like the big brush tool, and then this is like the pencil kind of, or maybe smaller would be. But try that out. Another size. And then sometimes you might find a spot that's really good. So right now I found the spot underneath my big toe, behind my big toe and under it. And if I just push down right here, then I'm feeling a very good sensation. And so right here I'm focusing on that muscle by itself. Just rolling it out and feeling the area out is what you start with. But once you get into it, you're gonna find that knot. It's not gonna be too painful because that's gonna be detrimental. So you want to find an area that's somewhat pleasurable, that it's like a relief. So use that spot and then hold on it. Depending on how good it feels, you can just practice breathing there, and that muscle will eventually release. It may not come to a full release in one session, but when it does release, it starts to twitch and then it relaxes. So that's how you want your muscles to feel when you finally get the knot out. So moving on from your feet, you also have your calf muscles. So your calf muscles are pretty easy to get. You just stick it out like this here, roll it around, find the different areas. If flat on the ground doesn't feel good, or it's not like enough, you can put your leg up on a bench. And so I'll show you that right here in a second. But keep searching around your calf muscles. Go to the side, you kind of get to your shin even a little bit. Turning around. Oh, right here. Found a nice knot. While I find my knot on my calves, I like to move my feet in circles, just like we did earlier. Boom. The middle of your muscle in between your two top gastrocnemius is your soleus. That one usually feels great. I'm on that spot right now. Move your ankles. All right, and then I'm gonna go up onto the bench here. So when I'm on the bench, it's gonna be the same thing. I put the ball up on the bench. I'm gonna get my leg up here. And this way you get more pressure and you can even lay down. So right here, this is awesome. Feel that muscle. You can push your leg down harder for more pressure, or you can relax. Sometimes just a little push in all the spots is all you need. Nice. Another knot right there. Hold down the knot. All right. So the last muscle here that's super important is your toe pointing muscle. It makes you go like this. It's this muscle right here called your peroneals. This is right under your knee on the outside. You can try holding it with your thumb or your finger, and then feel what it's like when you point your toe and then flex it. point and flex it. You'll feel that muscle moving. So what I do to massage it, I conveniently found this little hole in the ground. So this is gonna be right there. And you just push down on it. Boom, kind of like a pigeon stretch. This also feels great laying down. You're just leaning forward, getting that muscle on there. And then here you can also move your ankles in circle again. This muscle is probably the most relieving out of all of the muscles that control your ankle, in my opinion. But that's also because this muscle is like overused a lot in tricking. So taking care of this muscle helps a lot for tricking. Yeah, try the other side. Boom. Find that peroneal. This side feels great. Wow. Push on that muscle. Nice. It was kind of like the top of your shin too, your peroneal. It's usually where all that stress accumulates. You can try to go down your shin to the middle of your shin. Usually the bottom of your shin doesn't feel very good because it's more tendons. But working up the middle of your shin to the peroneals, that feels spectacular. So yeah, give that a shot. This feels great. Like before you go to sleep, you can lay on the floor in your bed using, like I said again, a baseball, or maybe you have like a salt ball. You could even use a softball, lacrosse ball, a tennis ball, pretty much any kind of ball that has some firmness to it. So yeah, that's the titanium ankles regimen, doing some mobility exercises, a little bit of strength or posturing, and then the ultimate, in my opinion, is the myofascial release. That like really puts the nail in the coffin to get those injuries out of there. So yeah, let me know what you think about the titanium ankles tutorial here, and hope your ankles feel good and ready to go for whatever you're gonna do. All right, peace out, y'all.